What is up, Ospreys? Welcome back to another edition of Jags in 90 on a Victory Monday. I'm Austin Maida here to give you the inside scoop on Inside Swoop. And what a victory it was. Everbank Field was absolutely electric yesterday as the Jaguars thoroughly dismantled their division rivals, the Colts, to the tune of a 24-0 win. This continued a recent trend as it's now the 8th straight year the Jaguars have beaten the Colts in Jacksonville. Now, in something we haven't been used to as of late here in Jax, it's hard to single out one best part of the performance because of how much there is to choose from. The Jags came into this one as an underdog but dominated from the opening kickoff. The defense pitched the 8th shutout in franchise history, coming through time and time again in big situations. This included a monstrous defensive line racking up 5 sacks and the unit intercepting Colts quarterback Matt Ryan 3 times. Now, those 3 takeaways put the defense's total at 6 through 2 games, which, if I'm honest, is the most surprising thing so far this season because the team only had 9 takeaways all of last year. As far as the offense goes, the Jags took an early lead and just controlled the clock from there on out, racking up over 38 minutes of total possession. Quarterback Trevor Lawrence played one of his best games yet as a Jaguar, going 25 for 30 for 235 yards and 2 touchdown passes. Now, the exciting thing is just how well he's clicking with all of his new receivers, including Christian Kirk, who caught both of Lawrence's touchdowns. The one concerning thing I would say from this contest is probably that the Jags' running game just never really got consistently going, but it's hard to blame them for sticking with what was working, which is the passing game. Next up on the docket is a tough road game against a talented Los Angeles Chargers team this coming Sunday. Let's see if this team can keep the good momentum rolling. Well, Ospreys, that's it for this week's edition of Jags in 90. I'm Austin Maida, and I will catch you next time.
Let's go to Austin for his thoughts on the loss. Austin?
Thanks, Tony. And yes, the Jaguars dropped one at home, 13-6 to the Houston Texans, a division rival. They came into the game as a 7-point favorite, weren't able to do it on the field. Quarterback Trevor Lawrence made several mistakes today, including an interception in the end zone. The team got Travis Etienne working in the first half, but went away from him in the second half, and Coach Doug Peterson took the blame.
Yeah, that's on me. Play caller. Got to call more plays to him, but yeah, we'll figure that out.
Peterson wasn't the only one that had an off day. Lawrence said him and his teammates did as well. Talked about it in the locker room after the game.
So we got to all look in the mirror and be accountable. Myself, I got to look at the things that I got to do better. Obviously, the turnover. Can't let that happen. And then just beyond that, though, a couple throws that were close. We just got to make the play. It's like we talked about in the locker room. Told the guys we can't all have an off day on the same day. You can have one guy and you can pick him up and you can go make a play for him, and that's fine. But we all just got to be better collectively.
Jaguars are going to have to lick their wounds quickly. Next week they play a division opponent again, this time on the road against the Indianapolis Colts. The two teams matched up during week 2 this season, with Jacksonville shutting them out 24-0. See if they can do it again, and they'll need to get back in this division race. Ospreys, welcome back in for another edition of Jags in 90. I'm Austin Maida here to give you the inside scoop on Inside Swoop. Pain, pain, and more pain. This Jaguars team continues to do more and more each Sunday to pull us in with hope and then snatch it all away at the very last second. Now, I really only want to bring up one stat from the Jags' 21-17 loss to the Denver Broncos in London on Sunday. 156 rushing yards for Travis Etienne. Folks, we have a bona fide star in the second-year running back, and it should be easier to understand why the team traded James Robinson. They want the ball in Etienne's hands as much as possible. His uncanny ability to do it all, whether it's turn corners at a high rate of speed or just smash the ball up the middle like a cannon, is the brightest spot right now on this team. Now to all the other stuff. The Jags did it again, specifically Trevor Lawrence and the defense did it again. First to the defense, which gave up yet another fourth quarter lead. This team has had a lead midway or deep into the fourth quarter now in 5 of their 6 losses. For a team that puts so much draft capital and free agency money into the defense, it's increasingly demoralizing to see that unit squander opportunities to win every Sunday. Now to the quarterback, who by my count now has 3 losses that, even given the defensive struggles, you can put the blame on him. Has he improved? Yes. Is he good enough yet? Not close. Just when I started to think Trevor Lawrence has turned the corner and put dumb mistakes behind him, he finds a way to make a terrible decision and revert right back. Am I out on Trevor? No. The kid is 23 years old. He will grow and he will learn. But his play has got to be more consistent if the squad ever wants to go anywhere. And while I'm stoked that this team has been in every game this year, a stark difference from last season, all these fourth quarter meltdowns are wearing on its loyal fan base. Folks, thanks again for tuning in to Jags in 90. I'm Austin Maida. I'll talk to you next week.
Austin?
Thanks, Josh. And yes, the Jaguars needed this one today, and they got it. 27-20 at home over the Las Vegas Raiders. Quarterback Trevor Lawrence noted how great it was to finally get a win after 5 straight one-score defeats.
It felt great. I think just even the way we had to win to kind of get out of this rut. Down 17-0 in the first half. and just had to overcome a lot. And it really took all phases. I think every part of our team made some huge plays. And just the belief. I think the whole energy this week. We kind of knew we had to go get this one this week.
Head coach Doug Peterson heaped praise on running back Travis Etienne, who had his third straight 100-yard game rushing and fourth straight game with 100 yards from scrimmage.
We're going to keep, using him in situations to be successful. He made some tough runs in the second half. He's still learning. That's the thing that I'm excited. He's still learning how to run the football, and where to run it sometimes. But he's got so much talent.
The Jaguars will look to build on this win next week against one of the toughest teams in the NFL, the Kansas City Chiefs. Back to you guys.
Austin?
Thanks, Tony. And yes, the Jaguars scored a huge home win over the Baltimore Ravens, 28-27. Quarterback Trevor Lawrence noted that the team had been on the wrong side of close defeats several times this season, so it was nice to get this one.
Yeah, I mean, it was amazing. Obviously, it feels great. Like I said after the game, you put in so much work, and to win the games like that, it's an awesome feeling. Nothing like it. I mean, it's super cool. And like I said, though, we've been on the other side, so we understand what that feels like too. And I think we're just appreciative of where we are, how far we've come, kind of what's in front of us still.
The Jaguars were down 7 when Lawrence hit Marvin Jones Jr. for a touchdown. Instead of kicking the extra point, Doug Peterson said that the team wanted to go for 2.
Our guys believed. They believed once we scored that touchdown at the end that they wanted to go for 2. It wasn't my decision. The players were like, "Let's go," and I got a lot of faith and trust in them. And
the Jags record now sits at 4-7 as they head to Detroit to play the Lions next week. If they want to get back in this AFC South race, they're going to have to string a few of these wins together. Back to you guys in the studio. What's up, Ospreys? Welcome to the latest edition of Jags in 90. I'm Austin Maida, here to give you the inside scoop on Inside Swoop. Well, folks, it was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day on Sunday for the Jaguars as they went up to Detroit and got throttled by the Lions 40-14. Feels like the dam finally broke in this one as the team got blown out for the first time all season. Now, I hate to do these recaps with too much negativity, but honestly, that's all we have from Sunday, so let's get to it. First and foremost, it's on the defense, which has taken a nosedive since some early season promise. 0 forced punts, 0 forced turnovers. Yes, you heard that right. That means the Lions scored points all 8 times they touched the ball. And it's not like the issues on defense are apparent on 1 or even 2 of the 3 levels. No, it's all 3 levels of defense, and it's an indictment on how the GM, scouts, and coaches have formed the unit. In the backfield, underperforming big money free agents and wasted first-round picks leave them unable to cover anyone. In the middle, the team drafted a first-round linebacker who has already been benched. And on the D-line, the front office used the number 1 overall pick and the number 7 overall pick on pass rushers who appear unable to rush the passer. If there was a single good thing that happened Sunday, it's that franchise quarterback Trevor Lawrence avoided injury on a major hit to his legs, which left him on the turf for several minutes. Trevor getting seriously injured would have been the only way to make the day worse, if that were even possible. The Jaguars head to Nashville next week to play a Titans team which seemingly always outmuscles and punishes Jacksonville. With playoff chances gone, we can only hope this team uses the final month to get the young defensive players back on track because future seasons depend on it. Well, Ospreys, thanks for joining me for this Jags in 90 update. I'm Austin Maida. I'll catch you next time.